In this session, we're going to look at setting preferences, and we will be using the file we created in the last session, QuickBooks Installation. Preferences are divided into two categories, global and individual. Global makes changes for all users and are made by the administrator. Individual allows users to make changes to their own login and have no effect on other users. The preferences make using QuickBooks more user-friendly. There are many preferences, but we will look only at a few. You may want to spend some time reviewing them and turn them on or off as you like. Nothing is deleted, just enabled or disabled. That said, I recommend changing the preferences on a test file just to be safe. To give you an idea as to what some of the preferences can do, we can change the way QuickBooks looks when it first comes up. When you first create a company file, QuickBooks will come up looking as you see it here. My preference is to change the default startup appearance. I like to see one window maximized, the icon list across the top and with a different background, and a list of the open windows. Let me show you. We click on Edit, Preferences, on the desktop view, and we click in one window. We click on Switch to a colored icon light background on the top icon bar, and then we say OK. The next that we do is we click on View, we say Top Icon Bar, View again, Open Window List, and that's the way QuickBooks will now come up every time I start QuickBooks. To get to the preferences, click on Edit Preferences again. Edit Preferences. In this window, the list of preferences are on the left, and the User, My Preferences, and Global Company Preferences are on the top two tabs. The one highlighted is the General Preferences. Here we can change how QuickBooks responds as we use it. The preference, pressing Enter moves between fields, is unchecked. I like to check this one. It makes the Enter key act the same as the Tab key, moving between fields instead of activating the blue highlighted button on the page or window. Enable or disable these to work best for you. On the Company tab, you can set how QuickBooks handles format for time and date, as well as managing login settings. The next preference is the desktop view, Company Preferences. Whenever we make changes to QuickBooks and we move from one view to another, QuickBooks will warn us that we need to save the changes. Do you wish to save them? We say yes. Here we can enable or disable different icons on the home page. By clicking on the highlighted feature, we can turn them on or off on the home page. It will also enable other preferences for that feature. For example, I can enable purchase orders by clicking the feature Inventory. When I do, I am taken to the Items and Inventory Preferences where I put a check mark in the box for inventory and purchase orders are active. It also activates the other items in this preference. Note this is a company or global preference that must be changed by the administrator. It is available to all users who are given access to use it. In another session, we will cover setting up users and giving them certain privileges. Now that we have enabled the purchase orders, QuickBooks needs to add it to the home page. To do this, we click OK, and QuickBooks warns us that it needs to close all its open windows to make this change. Click OK, and then click on the Home icon on the left and reopen the home page. Now there will be a purchase orders in the icon in the upper left. We can go back to our preferences and continue to make changes to the way QuickBooks works for us. One other preference that may be of note has to do with accounting, company preferences. Under the accounting preference, there are the ability to use account numbers or not, to use class tracking or not, as well as setting a closing date and password. Should you or someone else set a closing password and forget what it is, simply go back into the closing date preference and reset the password. If you enable class tracking, it is also a good practice to enable prompt to assign. It is also good practice to leave the Require Accounts box checked. The rest of the preferences will not be covered here, but if you need help, please feel free to contact us. Thank you. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day.